Hello and welcome to the Bottomline Liberia discussions. Tonight is Friday, weekend, TGIF, and the house is full with information and with people that make the news. Tonight is Friday night, weekend. After a healthy week, people are home. Some are also going to work, but those of you who are home, we want to say welcome to you to the Bottomline Liberia discussions. The gentlemen are all seated. From Sweden, Mike Farr is ready. Francis Mensah will also be joining us later on. And from England, the Lord Chorople is there. Of course, he's a friend of King Charles, so I know a lot of good things have been happening in England. They say Great Britain, so great things can happen. And from Norway, I'm seated. But let me say, on a serious note, welcome tonight. It's going to be beautiful. We're going to be bringing you some very interesting discussions. Paul will talk about it later, some of what we'll be talking, but we want to say welcome wherever you are. If you just joined here the first time, this is the Bottomline Liberia discussions. We're going to be back and we're going to take you through the rest of the discussions tonight. But please do us one thing if you join here for the first time. Make this place your home. Do not forget us, and also make sure to share the information that we are giving you. And it is all because we look at the topics that make headlines in Liberia.
You're watching the review of Liberian newspapers' headlines that made news during the week on the Bottomline Liberia. Please join us every Tuesday and Friday at 7 p.m. Liberian time, 8 p.m. UK time, 9 Central European time.
Through trials and tribulations, you have prevailed. The spirit is unbreakable, never derailed. With a rich heritage and culture and grace, Liberia, you are the land we embrace.
You are welcome to the Bottomline Liberia.
Okay, you're welcome to the Bottomline Liberia officially. So, guys, let me say good evening to all of you. Let's start with the latecomer, Francis Mensah. Francis, how you be doing? Okay, yes. Francis is still trying to sort of things. And Paul, you are the next latecomer. So I start from bottom to top. How are you doing?
I'm good. I want to say thank God to be among the living, and I'm also pleased to be in paradise with the most beautiful people on the planet Earth, and to share the platform for my colleagues. It's good to be back here. Well, I'm good, and the weekend started good.
Good. So, my far, how you doing? I understand in your country, in Sweden, you are having a midsummer celebration. How is it?
Yeah, I'm doing fine, Linfo, and to my colleagues. The Midsummer Festival is actually going on, and the time is packed with all the youth and parents with their children. I mean, you got a lot of music, band, dancing going on, singing here and there. So the Midsummer Festival, the Summer Festival. Yeah, the Summer Festival, actually, they have it one time a year. So it goes for the whole week. Yeah. But besides that, I'm doing good. We're expecting rain Sunday. So the weather going to be cool, but it's going to be hot. It was hot today. And tomorrow it's going to be the same thing.
Yeah, weather-wise, it's good that you talk about the weather because especially we in Scandinavia, I think that's a highlight of our discussion. Every time we discuss anything, it will do because the weather. So to speak, that means we're not talking about anything. Our weather has been bad as well. Yesterday was a little bit better, but today is really hot. It's really, really hot outside there. So we hope we too can enjoy some of the summer before, or some of the sunshine before it gets late. I don't know how is it in the UK, Paul?
Wow. For the past 44 days, London have now received or experienced rain.
Hmm.
The place is extremely hot. If you come to London, most time it's green at this time of the year. But the place look like the Sahara Desert as we speak. Yesterday in the north of England, some fire outbreak, 6 homes got burned. That's how bad it is. So the government decided, they have the disposable barbecue thing that they sell in the supermarket with ready-made thing. So they ban it from people using it until they will get the winter weather back.
Hmm.
It's really, really hot. So we're praying that at some point, maybe next week, there might be some sort of rain. Those in Scotland and Wales are blessed because it rained in Scotland today and it rained in Wales. But England, the heat wave is just pounding.
And I don't know why this thing is going around. This wildfire. It happened in my old city where I used to live before Drummond, and I mean more than 300 houses burned. I mean it was like explosion. I mean the houses just started burning, and so. But again, that's it, and these things happen. But
You know,
guys, we want to say welcome to the show officially, and wherever you are, if you just joining us, please let us know.
you know what is funny to me?
Mm,
I think some of you have read about weather. How they call it there? Weather. What is it again? I
the
think
forecast.
weather. No weather. Weather. I think manipulation. Something like that. So that the European or the West they control the weather. That it doesn't rain some area and they experience drought. So yeah, so I'm like, but why they can weather control? So why they can control the weather for the rain here is that hot? Yeah.
Oh, but you see, man, that certain nature you cannot control. And that's the thing. If these people could control people from dying, I mean, plenty of will not die. But certain things you just cannot control. At some
No,
point, it will just
I'm just
happen.
talking about the lies that people
Yes.
believe that oh yeah the weather weather control.
So,
Okay,
yeah,
guys.
it's
Yeah.
So, well, whatever it is, man, some are lies, some are true. I mean, they can predict the weather. Sometimes it can react true, and sometimes they can lie. They say the sun will be shining when you know the clock coming. So it means that, yeah, nature has its own way of doing the thing. But
yeah.
guys,
No, hold
tonight
on,
will be.
Linford. Have you heard about a guy called Jake Nathan doing it? There's a story going around by our
That's my
father.
first father. That's my
Okay,
first
that
father.
he was a weather forecast and he told Tonma that that day was not going to rain, and then the rain went and beat Tonma. So that story.
Yeah, people can allow my old man, man. The man had two sons, Johnny and Boston. But Boston was the youngest, Johnny was the youngest, Boston was the oldest. Then you have one daughter. Long time ago, there was a lady. I think Paul used to know the house here. If you those days, long time when you coming from Charlatan and coming to Satan, there was a deep curve on that part, small road, that
Yeah,
bad road.
yeah.
Yeah, right in the deep curve, there one house was there.
Hmm.
That the woman house there. And she
Yeah.
later on became somebody big at JFK. She was with the name near new for AB, but she was Mrs. something. So the man went to buy shoe for his children. Then he took a measurement with him like this. Then he was holding a hand like this. He got in the car as the car was driving. When he reached the store, his hand was wide. No, we allow my own man. But it was, I mean, those days, man, like was very good. He was a good Lieutenant First Minister. At the time, he was interior, I mean, Department of Interior. So,
With
yeah.
Johnny Paul you're talking about so?
No, no,
No,
Jake
Jake Samuel
Milton.
Melton.
Jake Milton, the man who gave the weather forecast that was not going to rain, and Tonma
Okay.
went out, rain beat Tonma. So that's
I got yeah, Johnny. This is some of the things that we do here. We make fun, we laugh, but then we get serious at the end of the day, and then we come to the issue at the bottom line. So welcome, and Paul. There's a major story breaking today. Will you let to introduce it to our audience?
Well, the thing is, thank you, Lynn, for I think is we got to address the land situation that we long been talking about Guinea and Liberia border land. And it happened to be that Sheikh Kiyate, who was part of the delegation and went to Guinea, he broke a story that will be delved into tonight. It's quite serious, this story. And then also we'll be looking at 3 years into President Barker premiership. I mean, for Leopold, the bar and the good together and see the achievement and how far the country have come, whether we're on the right path. And then in the end, we will hear from two journalists that served in Liberia before and what they think of Liberia now. Those are the stories tonight.
Thank you so much, Paul. And I know Francis is ready. Francis, welcome. And we'll be starting the show right now. But I think we should take just 1, 2, 3, 1 minute of musical break so we can start to share the show. Then we'll come back
Yeah,
because
yeah, I
it's going to
agree.
be interesting.
My people, where you at? Where you at? Wake up from your slumber. Stop sleeping. Whip your hands, whip your hands, whip your hands, whip your. Come on, come on, come on. I know you're sleeping now. Y'all gotta wake up some more, yeah? Okay, let's go. The people who us, the people like us, the government betray us. So much. I said, they lie. The people who us, the people lie to us. The government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they will not go. I said we tired with their lies. We tired with their promises that led us to a lot of damages. We tired with their speech they preach indeed and now unique they deceive us. The thing we saw it frustrate us. So why did you lie? Why did you steal? Why did you allow the citizens to beat? You see, we just tell you that why we voted you. But you screw us, you screw us, you use us and later on abuse us. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. They lie. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They betray us so much. I said they lie. The people fool us, the people lie to us, the government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they will not to corrupt. No one to trust, my people, no one to hope on. Nobody. My hope that I have been broken. I'm telling you, brother. So where are the schools? Where are the roads? Where are the jobs that they said they could afford? But they're too selfish.
You are watching the review of Liberian newspapers' headlines that made news during the week on the Bottomline Liberia. Please join us every Tuesday and Friday at 7 p.m. Liberian time, 8 p.m. UK time, 9 Central European time.
Okay, welcome again. I'm becoming too repetitive with this welcome. But before introduce the topic before, it's been 6-7 months now, and the Guinean soldiers crossed into Liberia. And everybody's concerned, all concerned citizens, good citizens, the ones that care for the country. And we've been asking one question: why would these people just wake up one morning and cross? And sometimes the comments that people get, they suggest, or those comments suggest that people just dream one morning, they have a bad dream, and they woke up and they start crossing into Liberia. Because we don't get any good information from the government. Government officials come, they check the people up, the citizens are displaced, no farming activities going on. And then we are being left in the state of wonder. All the time we're thinking, what's going on? So somebody, as you all know, when the incident occurred, the government sent delegation to Guinea or to the border, and that delegation was able to cross and go into Guinea. And I think the president himself, along with the Sierra Leonean president, they went to Guinea afterwards. But that delegation that went to Guinea, to the border and crossed over to Guinea, one member of that delegation is Ambassador Chief Kuyate. He was part of that delegation. And one important reason why I believe that he was part of that delegation is because he speaks Mandingo well, and I think French. And so he went to serve as interpreter from the Guinean side to the Liberian side when they needed it. So he had made a big revelation, something that people have been suggesting or speculating, that maybe there is something that the government knows that we don't know, we the citizens, for which this thing is being delayed. But let's listen to Ambassador Chief Kuyate and hear the story from him. And then after he talks, then we will be discussing it. And by right, he was just to make a disclaimer, this is not our video, it's from OKFM. And so on behalf of the Bottomline Library, we want to just ask the permission of OKFM to play this.
Let's look at the Solomba border thing. I've been hearing people that you played some role in it.
Yes.
What do you know about what was down this path?
You know, I'm up to press since I keep worrying people. Forwarded to the National Security Council. The report was presented to the president, and when the report was dated, our first visit in Foya, a very beautiful area, and the Joint Security Commander briefed us when we were seated there. In that meeting was a representation of the Ministry of Justice. The Assistant Minister for Correction was there. During that meeting, there was an Assistant Minister for Defense who was there. The Chief of Staff of the Army was there. The Minister of Internal Affairs, now local government, was there. We had other people also from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. We had the Ambassador Pearson, who also was there. And the gentleman was very clear that we were instructed by the commissioner to move our flag from where it had been to this location. And when he did that presentation, I was very clear. Immediately, I said to the Minister of
who the gentleman said it?
The gentleman who said it was a Joint Security Commander. So I immediately asked him, who ordered you to take the flag from where it had been to a new location by the riverside here? And he said, the commissioner. Immediately,
that is the commissioner from their side.
From their side.
The Guinean side. Okay.
No, from Liberia side. It was a Liberia Joint Security Commander who took Liberia flag from where the flag had been for the past 30, 40 years.
And move it closer.
And I asked the question in front of the Internal Affairs Minister, in front of the Chief of Staff of the Army, in front of the representation of the Ministry of Justice, in front of the representation of the Ministry of National Defense.
No, Shaq, take it easy. This is
serious.
Yeah, and this is the first time hearing this one.
And I said, and I asked the gentleman, who sent you? And he said, the person who ordered me is the commissioner. So right there, I said to the minister, I said, Minister? He said, yes. I said, are you aware that the commissioner, did you give any order to the commissioner to this? The superintendent there said, Ambassador, please, we'll talk about this, but we are not here to talk about that now. They cut it off. When we crossed the border to Guinea, is where I got the full story. When we got to Guinea Minister of Administration and Territorial stated to us, before we go into any discussion, take your flag from where you have placed it now and carry it back to where it had been for the past 50 years. Then our Minister of our Internal Affairs said to him that you should know that today we have a president who is also a Kisi, and we look across the road on the side is Kisi, on that side is Kisi, so there's no differences between the two countries. And the minister was very clear. He said to us, there were President Doe, there were Taylor, there were Ellen, there were George Weah, and other past leaders. But why none of them took your flag from where it had been and brought it at the front here? It is only you. When that happened after the meeting, we came back. We were told to relocate the flag back to where it was before we had any other discussion. The only request that the minister asked us that day and I was interpreting, and they kept asking, what prompted you people to move a flag from one area to another? What is the intention? We could not find the answer. And sadly, when we did the communication, the report to the president, in that report, it was not included in the report that the Minister of Internal Affairs, now Minister of Local Government, was the one instructed his commissioner, and the commissioner instructed the Joint Security to move our flag from one area to another. That is where we got the problem.
Oh, that portion was not included in the report.
That was not included in the report. So I was told to sign the report. I refused to sign the report. When I refused to sign the report,
on that ground.
On that ground. And then I went to the Minister of Foreign Affairs. I said, Madam Minister, this is what happened. We went there. Before we talk about how do we resolve it, let's ask ourselves, how did it begin? And this is how it began. And I explained to her that where our flag used to be, I think it is where it is now, was taken from there, closer to the riverbank, by the instruction of the Minister of Internal Affairs, now Minister of Local Government. And I didn't stop there. All of those who went for the meeting, I said to them, we even had a meeting in Guinea. Before the Guinea could give response to us, we went in the street, they call it prefect. In the prefect office, we have a meeting among ourselves. And I said to the minister, this issue can be resolved very easily. They say, how can it be resolved? I said, suspend the commissioner for time indefinite and ask the authority of Guinea, sorry, that the decision that was made by the commissioner, the government of Liberia is unaware of it. So his suspension will reduce the tension. They all said no, that's not the best way. And we left. There was nobody suspended. So when I spoke to the foreign minister, I didn't stop there. The foreign minister advised me, meet the president and explain to him. And I
Wow.
Okay, guys, I think we all listen to the video, and there could be no better revelation or explanation about the Guinea Bureau so far than what we just heard. I think this is the best so far for me that we have heard in recent months since this incident took place. So, what did you guys get from Francis? What are you doing? So, guys, I will start one by one.
Oh, sorry, no, sorry.
And I want us to give it concise and precise information. Why you collected from the video. Let me start with Mike. Mike, you listen to this video, and we all have been talking about this thing, that there is something maybe that the government know that we don't know.
Man, you can start from upstairs, come downstairs.
Okay, let me start from. I want to start from downstairs to go up, but anyway, we're gonna go in the upstairs video. We can start from down. Okay, but then let me start with Paul.
Look, I think the whole issue, what Sheikh Kurati have said, it just proved my point on a platform from day one. Say the government is a chicken government, and what they did, what he said, it coincides with exactly what Yeke Koruba said, and they removed Yeke Koruba. So the government knew something that Yeke Koruba knew, and they had it pays them, or that's why they removed him. What Keita said about the flare from the original location that were pushed forward that led to this crisis. Yeke said in his interview that the people in Foya told him that land, that part is belong to Guinea. So what Sheikh Keita is saying here, that validates what Yeke Koruba have told the nation. So if that's the case, then why remove Yeke Koruba? So then the same government came to us and lied to us, say there was silent diplomacy taking place, which we know that there's nothing. And last it was this week on this program I said that if the diplomacy by now there will be summit, some sort of summit from the Mano River Union, ECOWAS, AU, and the UN, but nothing as such. But they lying to the people say that we're happy diplomacy go, but they all along they know they've been lying. They know what have happened. They refuse to tell the nation. It's a lying government. So shit just validated what some of us have been saying. That's how I see it.
Francis.
Yeah, anyway, good evening to everybody, the panelists, to the viewers, and those who are listening to the radio land. Um, First of all, I have few concerns as to the movement of the flag. Was it move inwards or outwards? That was not specific. That was not clear. So I cannot further comment on that. So yeah, until I
Yeah,
know
okay,
in
point of
which
correction,
position
point
was
of
the flag
correction.
was moved.
Probably you didn't listen to the video very well. I've been listening to the video more than 4 times now. He said when you talk about moving the flag, the journalist asking. To me, they took it from the original place where it was towards the Guinea border, is towards the Guinean side. He said yes. So it was actually moved.
I listened to that. I listened to that program on OKFM on Wednesday. Yes, it was Wednesday that Sheikh appeared. Like I said, he was over Judas Chair. So
Yeah, so but
I
so
can
you did actually say,
I cannot give the authenticity of that interview. So I listened to hear from the government
okay.
side, other people who was in the meeting. Maybe I can we can arrange for a press the internal the local government minister, Honorable Francis Sekila Yimalent, maybe the peer, or maybe I can get information from him. Yes.
Okay. So so practically you deny what you heard.
Well, it's your words, it's your choice of words, but saying I cannot validate what he say. That you have a second opinion, a second thought from those who are in the room. And
Okay.
I know the minister. I will probably, I will get in contact with him and see who can ask or verify that information.
Yeah, but you see, I already appreciate that. All of us then will appreciate it if you bring because you got contact with these people, okay? And I'll be there if it was Taylor government, I can volunteer and say I can bring people because I knew people there, and now you know people in this government. So when something happened, we all listen to the interview from somebody who were there in the room, who were even interpreting, and stay you can't validate it. So bring your government officials, them so we can validate it. We appreciate that, and that's a challenge to you. So, Mike, uh, uh, give us your take on the video.
Yeah, I mean, my take on the video is that Kuyate, Sheikh Kuyate, being a translator, they speak volume, right? And here's the thing. He said the flag was moved. The flag was moved outward, which means the flag was moved from the Liberian position towards the boundary, which is the space that separates Liberia and Guinea. Okay? It will move to that space. So, and then asking Kuyate, he made some recommendation. He asked some question, and you understand, based on who permission, because you are playing with the border here, you understand? And that permission supposed to come from the president. Nobody else can make that decision to say move the flag outward, you understand, or inward. So when Kuyate asked few technical questions that's supposed to be asked as a translator, and the answers he was getting, he got few good answers that the decision never came from the high up or from the very, very top, you understand, which is the president or the vice president, or the foreign minister, for that matter, or the chief of staff, for that matter, or the defense minister, for that matter, or the minister for internal affairs. The decision never came from any of these people. So right there, the suggestion that Kuyate made about suspending the how they call it there, the person who gave that order, that was the right decision to calm the storm. And when he turned to the Liberian government and then said, but the recommendation, I mean, will help to calm the storm. They should have listened to him, because after suspending the person in charge who gave that order, then you turn to the Guinean, you say, okay, the flag going to be moved back to its original position. Because have you moved the flag back to the original position, which have been there for more than how many years? And then they make reference to the, how they call it there, the Totman, the Tolba, the Samuel Doe, the Ellen Johnson, the WIA administration. Nobody had ever taken that decision. So they quote historical, precedents that never gave those, how they call it there, that never make those decisions. So why is it this decision was made by just some foot soldier, you understand? So, and then we were beating on the Guinean. So, I mean, Kuyate, he is a translator, you understand? He was a translator. The government never had any translator. So for me, I take Kuyate word, because had it been so that he made up stuff, the government would have come up, or through the Minister of Information, to rebuke everything that Kuyate said, or the Minister for Internal Affairs, who was also part of the delegation, he would have come up to rebuke Kuyate remark, or the Minister of State for Presidential Affairs, because they went there with a whole team. It wasn't just 2-3 people that went on an occasion. So everything that Kuyate said, I take a word for real. Then, I mean, had I been Yeke, based on what Kuyate said, I put some other facts together, because Yeke was making reference to the outward position, that where the flag is at, that place belonged to Guinea. That was Yeke's statement. And based on that, they say Yeke, how to call it, statement post national security, issue now, or national security threat. But the person who created the whole Wallabalu or whatsoever, you understand? The person is left to their position, but instead you're king after Yeke. They tell you that it was based on grudges, that they moved Yeke, the group of people that moved Yeke. And, I said this before, then I learned, because my colleagues have to come in, or my, The thing is, this thing is called peace, right? It takes a lot of hands and heads to make peace. But Omen Baka is not a peaceful person. Yeah. And if I were Yeke, I would take the government to court, or I take the legislature to court for moving me wrongfully from a position based on what Kuyate said. Because Kuyate is the number one witness, he was a translator. So had I been Yeke, I would take them to court again.
Okay, thank you. And I don't know whether I have any input on this thing, but I think this famous quote that
please, Jeff, for 1 second. You can remember when they went to the ECOWAS Parliament. There was this Nigerian representative to the ECOWAS Parliament. He said there's something going on with this border issue. You're wearing some African shirt. You understand? There's something going on with the border issue that Liberia is not telling us. Liberia is not telling us. You understand why? It's Liberia not coming clean. That was the position you're coming from. That where you're coming from.
Like I was trying to say, there is this famous quote that the truth crushed to the ground shall rise again. When Yeka made a statement, it became the biggest in the town. They had to spend all that money just to remove him. And of course, Yeka was a threat to the administration, verbally and politically. So they had to find something about him to remove him. And that's the thing that they got to remove Yeka. And that truth was crushed. When Yeke said this thing, I think a responsible government would have summoned Yeke, asking if he got any other extra information that they didn't know. And besides that, they already knew that they have done exactly what Che Kuyate said. And so that's what prompted the Guinean. Because I, for one, I have always said this thing, if you can remember, that I don't believe that the Guineans will just go and have bad drink. Maybe they all go and drink the same liquor in the night, then they wake up in the morning, they sorry for hangover. They say, my man, you'll take all the true logo to Liberia land. That piece of land have been there for years. In fact, we get Guinea, we get long border with Guinea, all over the place. In fact, the biggest one is the one in Canada. Why they can come and take that one? That one, they even need to take Pino. Yeah, go through the bridge. You can send the bridge and put one for so in Liberia and Guinea. Okay, so I knew that there was something under there. And even Chikuyate, I think it just reached the point where he himself got tired with the whole thing and then he had to let it off. Because it's clear, it's glaring that there was something wrong. You say people came and took your land, you say you're having diplomacy. We can see any clear sound, we can see people. So guys, I don't know whether Paul, you want to ask something more?
The thing is, it's sad for a government that claim to have great experience and for such thing to happen under them. It's just a shame and we've been seeing it. And you see, sometimes I want to say the way the people behave in Liberia, they behave like all Liberians are stupid people that they don't read between the lines. The fact is that you know what happened. And it came up with this story, said, oh, somebody was money. Because they were money, so the Guinean got upset. But it's not about the money. It's about moving the flagpole from the original place to another place. So a Sheikh is telling us this. And he was the, how do you call it? He was ambassador with our portfolio, but he was a man. So if he's lying, then why is it the government have not come out to say what Sheikh is saying is lie? So that means there's truth in it. Because it's truth in it, so the government of Liberia have shown up time immemorial that they just would have lying. We were told during the president sooner that he created 70,000 jobs. When he was questioned, they came out and said, oh, if you're selling cold water, it means it's employment. So why can't you just be straight up with your people? This is just wrong. And when it's sad that people who support United Party, they don't let you hear the hard truth. If the government does well, we all praise the government. But when the government is going on a wrong footing, be honest and say it. This is wrong. You remove a certain lawmaker for your own lies. And now it caught up with the government. I think Yeke Koduba agree with you, Mark. He should take Liberia to the court. If he get rejected, then to ECOWAS court.
Yeah.
Because they remove him for nothing and they lie on him. You see?
We're reaching that part. We're reaching that part when I know the play where Yeke just put in pieces together, a bit and pieces together, and he will take action. Because imagine that you will come and disgrace a man, remove him for something. See, everybody giving their opinion on the issue. And in fact, the government was not even informing the Liberian people. So everybody was making all their own theories. So Yeke comes and gave his opinion. Yeke went off to the border. He didn't take troops to the border. What threat did Yeke's statement actually post? There was no existential threat that, okay, the man will front him with people doing this kind of thing. No. They asked him right there. He came from traveling. They asked him right to the airport. He said what he said. Simple. And then you have to remove the man. Now, somebody who was in a room, somebody who was part of the discussion is telling us exactly what happened. how the government failed to follow all of the protocols that would have ended this war.
Every discussion that was held to that place, Kuyate had to be involved because he was the only person who could translate what the Guinean was saying, and he was the only person who could translate what the Liberian wanted to say to the Guinean. So for the some unity partisans to be in a
No, now some unity
dogmatic
Francis,
system.
right here.
Yeah, but a lot of them not only
Because
friendship. Many
that Francis we
many
see,
of them believe
the other
that
one, me I see that Francis I see.
after Kuyate revelation, many of them still believe yet that Liberia is not in the wrong. And for me, I want to sincerely, after what I heard from Kuyate, apologize to the Guinean because I was very angry that Guinea came came to our country and took land from us, not knowing we provoked the whole situation. And I want to sincerely apologize to the Guinea for my
Oh, look, guys.
thinking.
I don't know what's the level uh, 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 let's say genuine or authentic posture of that, especially when it comes to that statement. Kureta was just fired. He resigned. He was forced to resign and fired. So if you want to look at the root cause, you want to deeper.
When the Kuyate made an interview.
Why at the time he was working with the government did not make that statement after he resigned? He was forced to resign. Then he's coming properly. So I'm questioning the credibility of that statement. Is it based on the fact
Are you also denying?
When did he
let
make the
Francis
interview?
let Francis learn. I beg you. He's flowing. Let Francis learn, please.
No, but we got to interact, Paul.
But you're not getting. Yeah, he want to say. Then you come after him, but you cut him off. Then you not get what he's trying to say. Let him flow.
Guys, no. I want you guys to chill. We're having a very interactive program tonight. So the credibility of that statement, it can be anchored on what? Anger. He's angry. So he's trying to reveal things. Trying to reveal things that were said at a meeting, purporting that he was the only person that could speak Mandingo and could speak Gisi or could speak French. I know a lot of people at the time could speak both Mandingo and French. So we'll wait until the government comes to a statement. I know it will be a lot of sessions, a lot of interpretations, a lot of adding and putting to his statement that was made to make the government look as though the government is not intentional. The government has not made any effort. The government has been lying. So I just want to make that point. That's when I point across.
Mark, you can
again remember this man fired. The man was being fired. He didn't say anything. Now he's saying when he lost his job.
Yeah, he was part of the government. So he was adequately keeping the government's blunder as a secret.
You can trust that man.
They all were keeping the blunder. Now he's fired, so he's coming out to spill the beans. And now all people saying that, it's based on anger. But here's my question. How long has it been since he did the interview? It's been a couple of days. And you want to tell me, say, this whole government, they don't have sophisticated people at the Ministry of Information or at the Ministry of Internal Affairs. The Internal Affairs Ministry is responsible also for interior matters. And this border issue, the Internal Affairs has also his own decision-making besides the president. So since the interview, why is it that somebody cannot come up or they are handicapped to say they can report what Kuyate is saying? That was my question to Francis.
Francis, you hold your question. I know Linford is itching to come in. That's a valid question because a creator is lying. The government by now in 24 hours, it brought over 48 hours. They have not said anything. But if so, let me get out
No,
today before
government
labor
cannot
comes in.
respond to everything, brother.
No,
Government do not have the luxury or time to
no,
respond
this
to
talking
one
about
everything.
here, the
critical
government
matter,
should,
the
this
government
one,
can
the government can respond
respond
because
about
what
that.
happened here, the government told all Yeke Koluba broke what they call Joint security, the state security law. So a creator that was in a room with all the Joint security and now come out to say, why have he not been arrested by this time by the government that, oh, you also broke the law? Nothing have been said. So I don't know. Leave for this is from what Mark said. I just adding salt and pepper to it because they moved Yeke Koluba for breach of national security. Toyota now has paid a bill of national security. Why have they now? He's not part of the government. Why he have not been arrested or Ministry of Information will come out to debunk what he said?
Friends,
He
government
literally
cannot respond to everything, and I don't know why government had to respond to Yeke Koluba. And we talk about, this is not everything. This is national issue. Liberia is losing border. The Guineans can decide to start firing, go and move further into Liberia and cause more
The
chaos.
government can
And you point everything.
can
But
respond
let me ask you the
who
question,
caused
Francis.
ban. The
Let me ask
government
you
can go after
this question.
somebody who caused ban. But the man who is talking about the border, what happened in the room, you can go after him.
Let me ask you the question. Are you disputing?
Yes.
Are you disputing? You don't believe, you don't trust Kuyate in this case when he was in the room?
Certainly.
So who else will you believe? Who else will you believe?
Somebody else will come to corroborate what he said. Maybe somebody else from the delegation. Then I'll give a little bit, validity, as to
So why didn't you
as
guys
to his.
wait for somebody to come and verify what Yeke said before going after Yeke?
I mean, Yeke
Why you
was
think people should believe anything that happened in the government too?
Yeke was never in a conference with anybody, so yeah, there's no room to look around for witnesses. Yeke was acting as a lone wolf, desperate to to create some souls and the
Well, anyway,
wounds, create
thank you very much
wounds.
for your answer, Francis.
But
Because
you've been a former security person. What was the national security code that Yeke broke?
I cannot respond to that, Mark. Security matters are very what you call it, sensitive, and in public manner that these we cannot really discuss it.
But Yeke's statement that he made to you, just for your own self, Yeke's statement that he made.
It
What
was a
was the
national
national
threat to national
security threat
security.
in it?
It was
What was the
exposing the
national
government.
threat?
It was exposing the government's ability to respond. You said a lot of things, and so the government took the action to what you call it, to set precedent to who be who be people like a national security
so let's come back
threat
to Paul's question. Why is
to
it that
the
Kuyate
government.
made a statement? They can't come. We're not working in the government anymore. Why they can't arrest you now?
I mean, arrest is not immediate. You cannot just go a man, Mr. Go arresting today. And it's time that investigation is going
Last
on.
week when I
The
said
man made a statement on
President, we just waste
Wednesday.
our time here, and
The
you
man made a
said
statement
I
on
was insulting you.
Wednesday.
See, wait, you're wasting our time because you see the
Gentlemen,
thing.
The man made the man made a
Put it so,
statement
you put
on
it so, put it so.
Wednesday.
The thing is,
The man made a
even in case the man will understand what we're talking here. Eh?
Gentlemen, the man made a statement on a Wednesday. Today is Friday. If the
Yeah.
government sees a need,
Okay, what if it was real threat? What if the mayor say we are starting war, God forbid, say are starting war today in Liberia today, Wednesday today? The government
That
wait and say,
different
okay, let's
though.
sit down.
That
Oh
different
no, but I
scenario
see they
there.
were
You
talking.
comparing apple and oranges right now.
No, but
You
we're talking about
know,
national security. The man
I
has
think
implicated the
think
government.
this guy went into more. I want you to play that. If you could play that video, call.
I'll play.
He didn't go on OKFN to start talking. Julius asked him, I heard you are on a team. He asked, there was a question posed to him. He didn't just go to start. The question I was asked, I heard you're on this team. And then he went
Yeah,
in
but
depth.
you know some interviews. I mean, uh, are tailored in a way that the respondent will know, the interviewer and the guest will know what's going on. So he was prepared. I know something like came out of the clear blue sky. You know, so
So
yeah.
why you saying that he had it, it was like premeditated or something that he had or what how the interview are going to be. Friends say, don't say this, man, because you said on this platform when we brought story on Front Page Africa, you say you don't let Front Page Africa, you rather listen to OKFN and blah blah blah. OKFN now interview somebody who let it be and say no, it can't be true until the government comes. So what will be the truth here? The truth is
And
the
why
guy
should
the
why
truth
should
is
people
the
even
guy that
believe
are
the
in the
government?
room.
Even if the
But
government
wait,
come up.
let me catch Francis. Last week, Francis was talking. We were talking, and he asked, "I know where you get your story from because I can listen to OKFM." They see
Exactly.
OKFM that you yeah last week, not even months ago. Last week, not 2 weeks. Today
Mhm.
what? Today Friday. It was on Tuesday. Tuesday you were telling all this thing. Today OKFM, but this is the UP organization. This organization, when you join it, they can do something to you that you see the truth. You forget about it. And then they used to blame CDC people. They say CDC that court, but UP is the real court. Because, I mean, Francis, I'm surprised. Francis, remember that you're not small potato. You are leading us, Europe, Liberia, Europe here. So when he says something, we'll carry it. You know that you policy maker? You are policy maker.
I
When he says
know,
something, you
I
push it.
know.
And you,
I know my position. I know my status in the community.
yeah, you know your position, but
In
you
the
go overstep it or you go
uh,
understep it.
yeah. I mean,
But anyway,
we are
that's a different issue.
discussing issues.
That's a
Exactly.
different issue. I will take you
So
on a one day. We'll take you on a F flatting, and we'll go deep into that. But let's go back to this Kuyate thing. Francis,
Yes, sir.
Francis, are you saying that the Guineans just crossed into our land? We didn't do anything wrong, even though Kuyate has played a beat, but still you don't believe it that it was the Guinean who are fought? We don't want to get on
No,
record.
I mean, I know. I mean, I can't really delve into that because, as I said, that I need a secondary source out of primary. I mean, that was a secondary source. You need a primary source to actually give out the true picture of what happened. Everything has been speculation around. You know, everybody, in the room claiming to be in the room and heard and said and suggested and recommended things at the time to mediate or to mitigate the tension at the situation at the time. Uh, I can tell you for a fact that uh, the situation at the border is undergoing intense diplomatic uh, uh, talks. You saw this for the first time in so many years that the Guineans were invited to the ECOWAS and the Mana River summits that were held. So we are getting there. Uh, there's no need for chaos. Everybody remain calm. The government is doing its best to resolve the situation. I think, about December or so, when the dry season, got a couple
What,
of months to that.
wait, excuse me, I didn't understand something here. You said for how many years Guinea been absent from the Mana River Union? What?
Yeah, because they coup it when they coup it, they were suspended.
So that
But
have
Dumaya took
absolutely
over.
nothing to do with the border issue, Francis. ECOWAS usually have their annual
They are, they
summit.
are meet, they are meet. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a that the reason, one of the reasons why they were actually invited, it was, I mean, were giving them the opportunity to address the Liberian border issue too as well, in my mind. So they are now they have been there. I mean, they withdrew themselves
We can't go
from
in your mind
ECOWAS meeting.
until what your mind is thinking for credible source. So the same way you can't trust Kuyata, we can't trust your mind. So that's very immaterial to this discussion. But let's move on, guys. Or I'll move on to Paul again. And look at one other aspect of it and ask Paul for his view on it. Paul, we listen to the video. And if you all want me to play, we can play again. But I got it queued.
I think
the video, the guy,
for the sake of our audience, it would be good to play that video so our
Okay.
audience can chime into, because this guy was not small potato in the government. He was ambassador.
So for Francis to say he didn't trust this guy, and this was the guy who was interpreting. So we'll play the video again for you, for those of you who maybe just joining.
Solomba border thing. I've been hearing people that you played some role in it.
Yes.
What do you know about what brought us down this path?
You know, I'm up to presence. I keep wondering why is the actual report has not yet come to Liberian people.
There is a report?
There was a report. The report was forwarded to the National Security Council. The report was presented to the president. And when the report was did, our first visit in Foya, a very beautiful area, and the Joint Security Commander briefed us when we were seated there. That meeting was a representation of the Ministry of Justice. The Assistant Minister for Correction was there. During that meeting, there was an Assistant Minister for Defense who was there. The Chief of Staff of the Army was there. The Minister of...
I paused the video for a reason, guys.
Yeah.
As he's naming these people, I want us to see the top people that were there. So if this guy says the Ministry of Justice was represented there, the defense was represented in full, and even he got more names, but I just want us to take these two. These are
And stop there, Linford. Stop
Yeah.
there before. I think leave it on the screen. Yeah, he said something. There was a report that he's surprised it have not been shared with the Liberian people. This guy is giving all details. There was a report, and then he named all those that were there. So he called the entire Joint Security were in that meeting. So he let it out national security information to the public. When Yeke said people told him
for the 8 hours are gone. No, but all those people, they are all security people. None of them have come after him. Then Francis want to make us understand that this guy is not credible. Okay, we roll a video. We continue the video, guys.
Of Internal Affairs, now local government was there. We had other people from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. We had the Ambassador Pearson, who also was there. And the gentleman was very clear that we were instructed by the commissioner to move our flag from where it had been to this location. And when he did a presentation, I was very clear. Immediately, I said to the Minister of
who the gentleman said it?
The gentleman who said it was a Joint Security Commander. So I immediately asked him, who ordered you to move the flag from where it had been to a new location by the riverside here? And he said, the commissioner. Immediately,
that is the commissioner from their side.
From their side.
The Guinean side.
Okay. From Liberia side. It was a Liberia Joint Security Commander.
Linford.
Yeah.
It's good that you pause. The Joint Security Commander was instructed to move the flag. So you see the way he laid out the information here, and without hearing you, Linford. So the way he laid out the information here tells you that this guy, his information he gave me is quite credible, because people may say because he was removed from power, so he will let it out. Of course. The thing is, If Guinea people move onto our land, we want to know. I've been going to say, why is it that the government have not sent troops to that land? Why they have not done it? If that guy is saying, no, they fought is come from the Liberian side, we want to know. See? You mute a link for? So you can roll.
Who took Liberia flag from where it had been for the past 30, 40 years.
And move it closer
and
to
move
the
it
water.
closer. And I asked the question in front of the Internal Minister, in front of the Chief of Staff of the Army, in front of the representation of the Ministry of Justice, in front of the representation of the Ministry of National Defense.
No, Shaq, take it easy. This is
serious.
Serious. Yeah, and this is my first time hearing this one.
And I asked the gentleman, who sent you? And he said, the person who ordered me is the commissioner. So right there, I said to the minister, I said, Minister? He said, yes. I said, are you aware that the commissioner, did you give any order to the commissioner to this? The superintendent there said, Ambassador, please, we'll talk about this, but we are not here to talk about that now. They cut it off. When we cross the border to Guinea, is where I got the full story. When we got to Guinea, the administration and territorial stated to us, before we go into any discussion, take your flag from where you have placed it now and carry it back to where it had been for the past 30 years. Then our Minister of our Internal Affairs said to him that you should know that today we have a president who is also a Kisi, and when you look across the road on the side is Kisi, on that side is Kisi, so there's no differences between the two countries.
So, guy, are you connecting the dots?
So I tell you exactly. Yeah, I'm just saying, exactly the dots have been connected right in this in the video.
The travel connection.
Yeah. It's like you see, the dots. Yeah. If you rather look at it, if you play the video a million times, you will hear the tone, the aggression in the voice of Sheikh. Even Judas had to say, take time, Sheikh, It speaks all.
No, when Judas said take time, it means you are providing more information, so you should take it step by step.
The man was over hyper. He was ablaze.
Sheikh is a fast talker.
He was ablaze. He wanted to let things out in any way or form he wanted it to be. So it be clouds. He hold a narration about the whole border issue. Right now, I'm getting more, become more circumspect about his narration right now.
Wow. So why is the government not going after him if you want to forcibly implicate the government?
Look, guys, we got to discuss how to go to frenzy is not a frenzy is a final list. The thing is, Sheikh being sitting on secret. It's like you're sitting on your friend's secret for a long time, and then the friend decide to how to call it to poke the bear.
And then
you okay, you decide to say, okay, I'll put the man's secret outside. So they all have been part of the government. Now Sheikh is angry because they're kicking aside. The same thing like they did to how to call it, Stanton Waterspoon for certain kings sent on where after them. The same thing they did to Costa, where Costa started talking where who can buy Baka ticket, where Baka can eat. What Baka can eat, Stanton can put money in pocket, Costa can be calling around. They came, they rebuked that. They said, oh, Costa is lying. You know what happened to that? But the same president who said that he was living how to call it on loan. So how will you say people that put money together to buy a ticket to fly here and there, they are lying on him. So it's Unity Party that the behavior. So Francis how to call it not taking a statement credible from Kuyate. It doesn't surprise me that Unity Party culture.
But this thing doesn't make sense. If there's somebody who say I heard, but Kuyata was in the room. And what? Okay, the same thing will happen to this or drug cartel thing. Trust me, all the thing they're doing, the president came out and said, even connection will not protect you. Your son was named not by anybody, by the drug cartel. Why you can't call him for questioning? Then you go pick up small people, somebody who get instruction, man, drive it and need a convoy, carry the thing here. You go pick up the man. But the people say they gave us some 2 million. If you are sensible president, sorry, I'm not saying that you get sense. Or, I mean, that will just pop up. Because that's what a sensible person will do. Yeah, if somebody implicate my family and I know I get the power, I want to clear my family, sir, I will call you and say, come here. Is this true or not? You protecting your son. Then you tell the Liberian people, say, no connection will protect anybody. No social status will. So then what do we believe? It's just like Moses going to receive the 10 commandments from God on the mountain. Then he came down. He saw the children of Israel worshiping Ado. Then he report to God. God said, and in that 10 commandments, God said, do not kill. So which one I will do now? Which one I will believe? You say, not protect, no connection will protect somebody, but your son is implicated. Not by anybody, but you. And the mean people that we're chasing for the drug thing, they say your son is implicated. No, up to now, we hear anything from your son. Or your son can rather respond to them in letter. And you sit down there, then you want us to take you seriously. And this thing here, the thing what Francis playing with about the border, saying he trusts Kuyate is revealing information. And this thing will happen in the drug cartel thing. You have to make Gregory come on. Let it try Gregory come on. And things will come out that people will not believe.
They can never dismiss Gregory Como. Take my word, they can never dismiss Gregory Como. No matter what we say.
Give me any reason why to just dismiss Gregory.
Yeah, Gregory Como received money. He took $10,000 and he gave $2,000 to a deputy that got dismissed. How you call that? It's not robbery.
Did Gregory say that?
Guys, let me answer Francis. This is what Gregory said.
The identified key players. This team was definitely sanctioned as state actors at very, very senior level of this government, of the Republic of Liberia.
Gregory was lying here. You trust Gregory?
If you are in leaders, if you are the president of Liberia and your police director made such statement, Francis, what would have been your action?
Good question.
Oh well, I mean, state senior actors in the government have already been prosecuted. I mean, Deputy Director General for NSA is not a small potato. You know, who sits on the country intelligence is a serious senior state actor. The chief of traffic or police is a serious state actor.
You know,
the security RRA is a serious state actor. The police,
thank you, Francis.
You know, guys are all serious state actors.
Francis, Linford, and Mark.
So you call the president name, you call the pro-time name, you call the justice minister.
Not the president necessarily, but they are still higher ups.
But if you know the needs, bring them on now. We can investigate people.
Yeah. And you're asking why Gregory cannot be sacked. Mm-hmm. And we just this video show the reason why he cannot be sacked because he know the state actors.
Yeah.
They
said
very, very, very. He didn't say the other people that Francis get name. So he knows. So if they get rid of him, the public will know who are the state actors.
Yes.
And this is the reason why the government cannot get rid of.
They want you need soothsayer. You need Sase women to come to play.
One name I have not followed. This senator's son that got a telephone call. Has he been picked up? By the police?
Son. Yeah, the guy who said that Gregory Coleman told him to escort the vehicle.
That was the son of a senator.
Yes. So that is small, that is still actor their friends are referring to. Because our Gregory, they are honor Gregory, so that is still actor. But what I'm saying, if the president make the attempt today, say Gregory, you are fired. Tomorrow we'll know who are the people higher up. They cannot remove Gregory. So this is the fact. But what I wanted to say here,
The Unity Party.
No. I won't let you slide with that, Paul.
But
That
let's
whole
go on.
theory, that
Yeah.
whole theory, that theory is a conspiracy. It's an act. It's a theory where you say it leads people to act involuntarily. So it must start Gregory, so it must have names. I mean,
So
that's involuntary. That's an.
Greg,
It's a. I don't understand that.
Gregory have been implicated in a drug sting. The police, how they call it, the guy who went to prison, the highway patrol person, said he was instructed by Gregory Coleman to escort. That is offense. So Gregory should be sacked. It's no go about it. Gregory Coleman himself came out and said they are still out and people are very, 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 very high up involved. So why is it Gregory stay in his job that he cannot be fired? And we know why he cannot be fired, because of the higher up that we all know who are the higher up. Because according to the how they call it, the Oxford dictionary definition of state actor is the president, the vice president, the Supreme Court boss, elected officers, that means the legislature. These are senior people that they call the state actor. But the lower minister in the Liberian definition, they are state actor. So based on that, until you start Gregory Coleman, then we know who are the senior.
Come report to the friend of Prince Charles. You and I on Tuesday had that same. We define what serious state actors are or where or who they are, and it did not limit it to. It limited it. It was clear that all those involved government officials, government who working within the government or so, are state actors. It didn't elevate it to prime minister, president,
No, but
everybody
the thing
involved.
that I can send it to you is there. They say, for example,
I define it.
But just Google it. When I Google it, it went to, for example, the Chief Justice, the Vice President.
They gave
the
an example
Speaker.
who are the state actors.
Those are senior state actors. They got state actors and they got senior state actors.
I just show that's very. I got my state actors. I press again Google. A state actor is a person, group, or organization that acts on behalf of the government. A person, keyword, or person, group, or organization that acts on behalf of a government.
President, can you
so all right?
Ask Google senior state actors.
Yeah. Oh no, you said senior state actor again.
But that's what
Gregory said.
He said senior state actor. So Gregory know who he referring to as the high up. When Gregory know who are the higher up, he didn't just say, "Oh, so who high up?"
Very top of the government.
You know what I will gather for that whole Gregory thing. Gregory misspoke.
Aha. Here we go again. This is the thing. The Unity Party people. The Unity Party people.
Then you be trying.
Yes.
Then you try
I like the Unity Party people. Look, guys.
I think he misspoke.
If you guys watch, have you guys listened to BBC, CNN, and Fox News when they're ready for Israel? All of them can speak one language. Israel have the right to defend itself. Unity Party people, you speak to them, they will tell you, say, "Oh, Sheikh Kurote, because he got sacked, so he angry." That they all go with the same story. When it comes to Yeke Koduba, the man, because Yeke Koduba talk loosely, it was time that they move him. But it was the same Yeke Koduba.
The police director can speak, how they call it, say,
the
police director misspoke. But Yeke can misspeak.
Yeah. So you see,
listen. Is there anything strange about the Unity Party people to the point where Henry Costa, they contracted Henry Costa to break down the CPP, abuse Mr. Collins for a complete half year, and then the same Costa broke away from them. They say, "Oh, that man, he's not important. We even want to see him." So Costa went over here, and then after the election, when Henry Costa came back to them the second time again, he was a good person. So the people, You know, they are like drowning men.
Costa is a political football. He can
No,
never
we're not
get
talking about
power
Costa
in
himself. We're
Liberia.
just talking about how the United Party people can behave. When the Yeka that they behind today, Yeka supported them, and Yeka was the mean man at the time. When your cousin we
I
are
did not before
Chicago.
Yeka Unity Party won't be
You see, so
sitting
these people
in our
they are
seat
just like
today.
drowning man. When the man is drowning, you get his soul. 2 edges sword, you hold it. You want to be safe. So the United Party people, and they always boast of knowing propaganda, but I think they are the least when it comes to propaganda because the propaganda that is very childish. It doesn't make sense at some point. But guys, let's move on to something else.
Let's move on because they who are lying.
Yeah,
propaganda is lies, right? That's what lies do.
Mm-hmm.
So if you could lie, that's what happened. So you lie everything. And in this life, a friend of mine told me something a long time ago. He said, some people, they fake it until they make it. When you fake something until you make it, when you reach to the point now to deliver, you can't. Omer Boyka have been faking it until he reached that level. And today he cannot deliver on the fake promises that he made. So on Sunday, the audience with Lord Chilope will be dissecting Joseph Newman Boyka, a citizen to the presidency, how he got there, all the faking he been faking, will be looking at it on Sunday. People need to follow on Sunday.
Before we
But I think that's something that I want to discuss.
Yeah, we discuss it. Just give me 30 seconds before we digress or probably move further. Oh, that's a pure theory. You fake it until you make it. So you can theorize that ANC people. No, it's seriously, it's a theory. It's a concept. So you can use it. You can use it for 2029, and maybe you'll be so you can use it to win. Instead, it's not
about making it. It's about our current president, our daddy, our granddad, who have faked it until he make it. We will be talking about him on Sunday, how he been faking it until he got to the seat, so people can see.
At some point, the old man will be like, he looks sorrowful. The whole nation feels sorry for him.
It has become a theory. It's a fake it or leave it. Habeck or Boyka has sent that to the presidency. It has become a political theory. So
that theory have been tested. It has been hypothesized.
It has been hypothesized, and the hypothesis has given a fruitful result. You saw it.
Yeah. What a fruitful result. Failure.
The Mr. President now.
Drugs everywhere. You want me to name that?
Let's move on. That's why leading us to the next topic before we leave from here. We know that the United Party came to power based on 5 or 6 different things. And that we just want to know because we've been hearing the drama about the border issue, the drugs issue, everything now, Perfect Key, Order J, this, every day is new thing coming up. But this is the main thing that brought into power. Agriculture, roads, rule of law, education, sanitation, and tourism. We in the 3rd year of this is what we're supposed to be talking about. This is what we're supposed to be talking about.
What's the agriculture budget?
Yeah, what they have achieved. But every day is something else about Colombia Drugs Cartel coming in and giving Jojo 2 million, according to them, not me. And Jojo have not said anything. And Joseph Boyka government every day they arresting people in his government going to jail for drugs. These are things. So what become of this thing that it came to rescue the nation? Because if you come to rescue the nation in your 3rd year, we should start seeing they say the Christmas, the evil. If your Christmas will be good, you see it from the eve. This is it. Well, let's start from the bottom of this. We'll start from tourism, sanitation, education, rule of law, and then we'll go to road before agriculture. Agriculture should be the president's string here. This is what we shall be discussing. Arrest. They can rescue the country. We're in a 3rd year. Francis, this is your government. I want you to just lay it out for us, for our audience, what they have achieved in their own policies that they came out with.
Oh, look. The arrest agenda is an elaborate long-term agenda. Uh, I think it has a scope or period of 6 years or so or more. And I think it actually should be going for 12 years. So we still just got 3 years and there are progress being made along the way.
You go over what?
So
You know the part go over
No,
what?
let Francis finish. Mark, Francis, please go ahead.
there have been progress being made along the way. So in that vein, uh, the whole package of the arrest agenda, the components cannot be uh, achieved within a short period of time. There are progress being made in all directions, in all facets of the agenda, the arrest agenda. Agriculture, tourism, the agriculture budget has increased. Uh, tourism has they created a ministry of tourism now. It will be a bureau. Uh, security has been widely improved over the years. You can walk about, you can sleep so sign Morovia, uh, you name it. So it's not it's not a not an event, you know. It has it's a linear process. So, but by the time we get to the sixth or fifth year, a lot of things will be done. And probably if we don't go for the next 6 years, the next government will come and let relax and everything will just flow. That's the
So,
objective of the government.
right. So, if I'm walking on the street of Morofio in the evening with my mobile phone in my hand, no one will attack me because security is okay.
I mean, in Birmingham or in London, you go to the West Coast, you know, the crimes are there, but we try to minimize the crime. Crimes are everywhere around the world. Great New York,
The reason why
even
I asked
in
that
Sweden,
question
yeah,
in
even in
Sweden,
Sweden,
yeah,
yeah, even Master train station, you work there, you walk about it after 1 o'clock in the night. I mean, you gotta be careful.
right. But if crime, the reason why we're talking about security because we're up and down in Monrovia,
Mhm.
and in the communities that you don't see police involvement in most of the local communities, that violence become what they call more justice and thing for somebody will lie on you say road and they will beat the people to death. And you are seeing all of those things now it have been minimized or something because I wanted to keep point of the arrest agenda, security. The tourism,
Mhm.
so the set up of how they call it, the ministry of tourism. Okay, fair enough. Maybe
Mhm.
in the last term of the government, we start seeing some of the things that to the kind of money tourism is generating. Maybe we will see it. But and you said that this is for 12 years. How sure are you that you're going to you win the next general election? That you said something for 12 years. Those are the things that we're
No,
looking at. But
no,
we
what?
already
No,
gone
what?
3 years
What?
in the
No,
government. Yeah.
I'm right here, Paul. I said, uh, the probability of it might spill over to 12 years. Even if we do not go for the 12 years, after the 6 years, the next government that will come in, that will take over, will just relax. Will have nothing else to do because they just have to follow the track, and you have a smooth sailing. So this is a linear effect. It's a linear process. You know,
Okay.
it's
Okay,
not an
Francis.
event. It doesn't
They
take
said
place right now.
yeah, they said government is continuity. Under the
Mhm.
CDC government, they had a proper agenda for developmental purpose that they lay out. Because you need that means you got to continue what the judge where government started before you start implementing your own. Because that continuity. Am I wrong here or am I right?
You are right.
I'm right.
But
Okay.
but
But
the expertise put into place,
mhm.
the execution of it, that one really matters. That's the difference.
Okay. Thank you, Francis. Mark, the arrest agenda. I mean, this is straightforward. We're into the 10th year, and this is so we're looking at the arrest agenda. What have we? What the thing I say, if your Christmas going to be good, you see it from the eve. You start seeing what is happening, and people say, "Yeah, this is what it meant by the arrest agenda." So we know that the government came to power before they started writing policy on how this thing to be implemented. So Francis told us that they set up a Ministry of Tourism. So I just want to know, we get tourism, we're starting from the bottom, then we'll go at the top. Sanitation, education, rule of law, rules, and agriculture. Mark, have the government gone so far, halfway through their progress? What say you?
I mean, after 3 years, there's nothing the government can show for that they have accomplished or done halfway on their on the 6 or 7 how they call this stuff that you show. Yeah, after 3 years, they are not even done quarter of all those things on the list. So I think it would take them ages before they can even come to quarter of whatsoever. Because you look at the budget for everything that they listed, the budget the budget cannot complete anything. It can't even start. So they miss appropriation of funds here and there. It's too much in the government. They sent for yellow machine. What have become of the yellow machine today? The one they had, they said they to do the roads that they just greater the roads. They the greater the road. Rainy season come. Have you seen a picture on video about the southeast? You see truck then stuck, okay, between Grand Gila and San County, between Grand Gila and Maryland, between Grand Crew and how they call it there, and Roses. Cars are stuck, okay. Agriculture. What's the agriculture production today? What's the budget for agriculture? What's the budget for healthcare? What's the budget? The new hospital.
But Margot, Francis said it's for 12 years. So they started something. So I just want you to, if agriculture, you pick your agriculture.
I'm talking about 6 years when they just start to work, then we'll talk about that one.
So
we'll talk about the 6 years when the child crying now.
In the first 3 years now, because by now agriculture is number one on our list. But now we're supposed to see how they call it, the level.
But that I say, what's the budget? Because by now you're supposed to be some sort of production on the Liberia market. For example, like tomato, we import tomato, right? On Burkina Faso, there's a video about Burkina Faso. I want to say you guys, but it's 9 minutes. When Traore took over, he went and started planting potato, started planting tomatoes because they spent a lot of money on tomatoes, on imported tomatoes. People started laughing. But today, Burkina Faso, they are exporting tomato to all their neighboring countries. Okay, Burkina Faso. They even said make the tomato can. They stopped the importation of tomato into the country. That's the agriculture. You have the can in the man's hand, you understand, in the president's hand. The next thing, Irish potato. Burkina Faso, they export Irish potato to all the neighboring countries. And in 2 years' time, they started, they laid the foundation. Now, they are reaping the benefit today. Where's the foundation when it comes to agriculture?
Great. Linfa, I know you're going to run from here soon, so we want to put it in the bed. The arrest agenda, let's be honest here. If the government done something wrong, let's say it. And for me, they did something recent time. It's in education, which I think is overdue, but they make it look like it's something
that thing we had, I think, long time ago.
Yeah, it's also they make it look like a singing song. So let's give them the benefit of that starting this September, no more children will sit down home. If you can't send your child to government school, you'll be prosecuted. Which of who think? Linford, talk to me.
How many new schools you build?
Man, they're going to tell us. So talk to me.
The one they just announced recently about the free school. It's just a good policy that has been on the board for years. But I can tell you that it's going to be a lie. It's going to be a flaw. Number one, the president promised that when he takes over in the first 90 days, he will make sure that children will not be between cars and selling. We want 3 years, and children are still between the cars and selling. So between now and September, you say all the children should go to school, yes, but go drive along the countryside, go and see the school building that they're talking about. You can be where here, you see somebody, you see through the building, you see the next street, he's looking through the building. That's somewhere for somebody to go sit there. Simply because he made a
University of
policy.
Liberia where it raining, it let somebody standing outside.
So the policies are on the book, yeah, it's good, but the implementation is where the problem is. And to kind of make policy statement that will do this, very simple. I can tell the people I'll bring heaven down when you're maybe president. It's just like the lion running campaign among the animals. You say you're maybe president, I'll become vegetarian, and all of them clapping. The main president now is actually all of them. So
Lincoln, let me ask you this question. I watched something here in the UK in 1997.
Mm-hmm.
Labour Party have been in the wilderness for over 25 years because Margaret Thatcher ran this country for so many times. After Margaret Thatcher, then came John Major. The Labour Party was just canceled. Labour came out with something called, they said, the New Labour. And it came out with a policy called education, education, education. Based on education, if we don't deliver, you'll get rid of us. When it took office, their focus was education. The reason why I'm asking this question, the arrest agenda, they said they came to rescue because the country, for some reason, it got killed on a George Weah. There was an earthquake, it got destroyed. So they came to rescue the country. Now, number one on our list is agriculture. We have a land that if you plant rice in Lofa County, it grow like it don't stop. Bon County, your county too, the same thing. Nima County, these are counties that you put something now and grow. Arrest agenda agriculture. If we get anything right, it's in the land that we get. Why is it agriculture become the problem? That we cannot now say, oh, in a 10 year, look at this is what the government is doing. Like when Mark was talking about earlier about this Burkina Faso, it just only got 1 year to get this thing going. Just a year for Burkina Faso. How come now we're not seeing the fruit of our own in Liberia? This is my concern.
You see, again, like I said, it's easy to make policy statement, but the implementation. Now, the president in question is trained as an agriculturalist, so he should have been the one leading the campaign. The first thing is we got fertile soil. Liberia has not reached, the land in Liberia has not reached a point where we need fertilizer. Trust me. I was in Liberia in November and I was driving, when we were going, I was looking along the road and I was just amazed. Just the ordinary grass, the way the grass growing fresh. You see one plum tree, a bear, it's standing on the side of the road, a bear. Nobody planted it, and somebody will eat a plum tree and throw it out, and then it grew all along that road. Okay, so we have not reached that point. So for agriculture to be a problem for us, especially under a president who was trained in that area, is a problem. But again, Liberian people should have taken a cue from the time this man was LPNC managing director to the point where he was connected to some rice development program in Lofa County and everything failed. They should have known that this woman will not go anywhere. No, the thing that can claim, you put it on double plat ladder, it will not claim. Okay, so and he fed his way throughout, he became president. Good. So anybody would have thought that, through the presidency, you'll be able to do something because that's the only office in Liberia that can make impact. You can be minister, you can be representative, senator, or whatever. You cannot make that much impact when it comes to policy. Well, the president can say, let's do this, and it will happen. So I'm saying, for me, I'm saying that this government is failing, if it has not already failed on its own policy, it's not me saying it, their own policy, if they are not already failed. And coupled with that, they have developed a lot of image problems. Look at the drug and thing coming. Those are all things and nothing can help you anymore. So if I were them, I don't know where they will start from international stage to clear that image, because that internationally we can go to get money. Whether we'll go to the international stage to clear our image to fix it, or we'll come and do damage control at home after our policies, our major policies that we ran on has failed, drugs, the abolition of drugs, and education and agriculture, all those things, they are down the drain. They brought yellow machines. Where are the yellow machines? They keep in it, and this is how they can think, right? They keep in it. Then 2027, 28, they start giving it all now to one country. Hey, then they clap for them. It will not make any effect. Those people can receive agriculture machines and vote you out, number one. Number two, you give it to them lately like that. What can they do to promote your government image before election?
Oh, they can do something. No, Linford, I think they can do something because I've seen it in Liberia.
I submit.
Yeah, I've seen it in Liberia that if you give somebody back arrest, you swerve them to vote for you. I've seen it in Liberia that some people have not seen street light. When George Weah sold us street light in some of the places, people were dancing because they are the first time seeing street light.
No, but so what I was saying, what can they do? What I was saying is, what can they say?
That's what I'm leading to.
George Weah voted off.
Yeah, what's going to happen? The yellow machine, they get some places that the roads are bad, so they'll go great to that place, and some people will say, oh, the papi has done well because from the time we're born, we never see anything. So they will have, so they know the terrain. And you always say on the program, the criminals in Liberia know the Liberian people. So this is it. And the criminal at that time, they will use the yellow machine to their advantage. So don't take it for granted. They will use it. That's why it's kept secretly until time comes. They start coming out. Then you see people that Senator Dillon then will go somewhere. That somewhere in Maserati that have bar road, they will clear and say, oh, the senator. Sir Joe said the senator. Brother, this is what's going to happen.
Liberians are not stupid. Liberia are getting how they call it, clever every election that come. They show George Weah the medicine, and they will show the United Party people the medicine. And the United Party people, they behave the CDC that George Weah will rule forever. Talking to some tour. Now the same thing coming to United Party, they're singing the same song. Oh, United Party will rule for 12 years. United Party will rule for ever. Let's see.
Guys, I don't know how they can get that mathematical correct. They just jump on the calculate 6 plus 6 and 12. 12 plus 12, 24. 24 plus 24 and 48.
So guys, on Sunday, we'll be looking at how Joseph Boakai faked it to the presidency. That will be the discussion. And it'll be a very interesting because the research that will carry on him, you'll be amazed to know that he has really played his card well, and we'll give him credit on Sunday when we're having the discussion.
Okay, guys, but I think the time is fast spent. So with all these things that we're talking about, Liberia, the good and the bad. All the good things happening, then the bad thing happening, the drugs, the people taking we taking our flag to go. You don't get army, then you go take a flag and go juggle on the program. They will blaming the Guinean for nothing. You don't get strong army, you go take the flag. It's just like you can't find a man and you go punch the man first. So with all these bad things that have been happening and the good ones that have been happening, there is one big question. Because people who knew Liberia from yesteryears, people who know what Liberia was when Liberia was among the community of nations prior to the coming of the war that destroyed most of what we had in Liberia. Liberia was not that well developed to say they were the number one country on earth, but at least given our standard, we had something too that other people wanted. So watching all these things that have been happening in Liberia, one of the biggest questions that people will want to, or people who knew Liberia before, will want to know is whether Liberia will come back to its pre-war status. And this is what we will be looking at tonight. So I will play a video, and then you will hear people giving testimonies about Liberia. And so the question that we'll be answering is whether Liberia can come back to that pre-war status. So let's look at this video. The people who made this video, I don't know them. I only know the last person in this video who will speak also is Chef Kwenagi, who came to Liberia several times. He was the BBC correspondent for Africa. And so we'll get his view and the view of this lady as well. So listen to the video, guys.
You know, you could get everything under the sun. When we got to Liberia was a haven at that time. You know, you could get everything under the sun. When we got to Liberia in 1981, they did nothing. So people from Ghana, you know, would come to Liberia to shop. Now we are going to the US and Dubai and all those places. Ghanaians used to travel to Liberia to buy everything, you know. And it was like Liberia was the place to be, not Ghana. And then we stayed there for 4 years.
One of my favorite countries in Africa, Liberia. In the 70s, Africans from around the continent would make their vacation like they do in Dubai, in the south of France, in Switzerland, in Monaco. Africans would make Liberia their vacation spot. The country was so beautiful, so lovely. They called it Liberia after the word liberty, and they called it the capital Monrovia on July the 26th, 1847. For the next 150 years, Liberia was the most peaceful, most prosperous, most developed country in Africa. Remember back then when I worked as a flight attendant for Pan Am? Liberia, there was something special about that. It's an incredible journey. Very few people will ever get a chance to get the front row seat that I got to history unfolding.
In this video, the first post she was sharing her experience about Liberia in 1981. And she was talking about 1981, even after the coup. Can you imagine? So you should know pre-war, pre-coup, before the coup came to Liberia was not developed to the standard of modern country. But at that time, if you go 40 years back, we were in our class. Every generation get out of class. We were in our class among African countries. And people used to come. I personally knew people from foreign countries, Nigerians, who were coming to teach. Nigerians were coming to Liberia to go to LU. I had a friend in high school, in 12th grade, in Hewu. The guy came from Nigeria, graduated. We were in college. But because he wanted to travel to America, he came to Liberia to go to school to get documents to travel to America. Okay. Then I met the niece of this famous bishop from South Africa, from Zimbabwe. Those days were called Rhodesia. Ndabeniki Sitoli, her niece and I were very close friends. We worked together. She was at CWA, she was a refugee. Okay. And so there were good people coming to Liberia those days because of the glory of Liberia. And you heard this lady, and Jeff Koinagi being a flight attendant, you know, for KLM, and then later on became BBC correspondent and visited Liberia many times. He also gave his experience. Yeah, Penem. So you see, Liberia was in its own class at that time. But the question is, with all these things that are happening or that have happened and more expected to happen, do we think that Liberia can return to its pre-war stage and even get better? Because if you go back to 1980, of course, let me admit, Liberia has built. November 1 in Liberia, I drove from RI. We entered ERW junction unknown to me. I was like, okay, this is the football stadium, right? But then passing the football stadium, coming to the junction, everything that I stole, I was like, this one that was here, where is it? At least people are building that, individuals are doing their own projects. And Liberia infrastructure, why they're doing something. But can we build upon that? Can we go back up? That's the question, guys. Well, you want to start?
Oh, well, thank you, Linford. I'll watch the video. It's quite interesting, and I think Liberia can can do better than that and can build more than that. What we have lack of for the past is leadership. We just Liberia, the country just been bad lucky to have good leaders, and this is the fact. I mean, I will give Dawo the credit that John started the whole thing after the war. She put her effort in it. I will give her that credit. But when I mean leadership, I does not refer only to the president. You see, the legislatures, they are leaders, vast set of leaders. We're not going nowhere with them. Then you have we have two presidents that I don't think they even fit to be president if that normal day. Those the two we had, George Weah and Joseph Barker. That's I cannot miss my word. If Liberia normal day would not have those two as president. So this is the reason why Yeke Kolba will say he will run to be president because we're not in normal times. Liberia has suffered for bad leaders, and this until we
people
get
like
good
Yeke
leaders.
can want to be president because of bad example.
Exactly. This is the point. In a normal country, a footballer that have no economic background, that have no legal background, that understand nothing about that side, you take the country and give it to him. Say run it. And it's too big for him. Go in the studio to make music, make Buka music and all that. That's a tell you, and people telling you that we want to bring him back to go make more music. It just tell you the mindset that we have been suffering for leaders until we get good leaders. In the legislatures, the leaders we appoint, we elect, they go there to enriching themselves. They don't care for the people until we have those people who can have a better Liberia. And that's how I see it.
Francis, you've been quiet for a while. I know you
No, I know. I just taking some notes from the points that was said. I mean, that were raised. I won't go into it. Specifically,
you care for recommendation.
The bad leadership aspect of to the Unity Party. But I would give my view, general view of Liberia as I see it, and the way it's going, the way forward. Yes, we have some shortcomings as a country. We should have made a lot of progress. And the war came and halted the progress. Then we decided to move on. But I just say that when I was growing up during those days, when Toba was president, I remember the RRA rule when it was actually paved, after the OAU, we should get in the car and go to Kennedy, and then had a cat eye. There were no street lights on the RRA road, but they had a cat eyes in the middle of the road. It was so intriguing. You go to Kennedy, the musical stuff there on the beach after the cultural center. You go to Bento, a lot of his, when now infrastructurally, developed. But hey, I think our problem, actually came from the governance system in which people were very mediocre in the sense that we had economic power. We had our GDP was on paper was solid as now they always speak about, but the middle class was not very strong, and in order to develop the country, I think our presidents, our leaders, up to George Weah, were very lackadaisical. Because
man, just say they are bad leaders, man. Don't come with anything. I want to say they get.
So up to George Weah at the point that all the bad leaders,
Up to George Weah, got Ellie and break ourselves together, so I agree. Go continue. Sorry.
I'm talking about the presidency now. So, but yes, it's thing, guys. That we know we fail. We fail to do a lot of things. Simple things like zoning in our country. Zoning. Uh, I go to Kenya all the time. I would go to the village. Those areas are laid out. It's not developed in the villages, but it's zoned. You're not going to pass in Peter Paul yard. You got it. It's already laid out. It's zoning. 1990 went to the Ivory Coast. We saw the big contrast there, the difference. Because the zoning, the country was zoned from Danane to Saint Petro, Yamoussoukro. It's laid out. So that if it's laid out, you can create infrastructure. You can build structures that are beautiful. But not to waste our time. Look, we got a long way to go. We need a new Morovia. Basically, we need everything new. A new RIA. There's a joke to build RIA. Before I do this quickly, before I turn it over, and I will be leaving the next 5, 6 minutes. What actually hurt me as a person, as a Liberian, when I went to Liberia 2011, when to just creating, that Marshall, how, that Marshall era. When I went there, we drove on our road, went to that area. They were still building 2 lanes road. There were no drainages. That was an emerging city. That Marshall area should have been our Rivera. It would have been probably like the single, the Pin Avenue, side of the beach, but the government refused to do it. It hurt me so bad. That was the opportunity for us to start building a new city, a new community. Without really thinking people, I know what kind of people we are, bro. So I mean, it hurts to talk about that, bro, so much, man. So I mean, I tell you, what are you, bro? Yeah, like, bro, it hurts to
Well,
talk about that, bro.
okay. I'll say leadership. Mark, I know Linfa is
Jesus.
busy. Mark, what say you? Can Liberia, ask Linfa ask a question? Can we ever have Liberia like that before? Because I know when we were kids, we used to go all the way to Duke Party when we walk. 24/7 would be roaming the city of Monrovia. We don't sleep. When talent
Yeah.
show all over the place, we didn't even worry. Our parents never worry. Oh, my children will come home. They were sleeping when we're out there in the evening. Will we ever have that Liberia again?
Yeah, there is the possibility, but except Liberian will put aside the nonsensical attitude of partisan loyalty instead of the country loyalty. Because all these people we've been having since the war, they are fiend from hell, evil from hell, not a good leaders. The presidents that we had, the 3 presidents, the Ellen Johnson, the George Ria, and the Joseph Barker, they are very, 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 very. Me, I now had to call this the police director. But these people are very, 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 very evil set of people that Liberian people elected. The lawmakers, they are 10 times the most evil lawmaker on the whole planet. The most evil lawmaker I've ever seen since the early administration time. They are the most evil people, heartless group of people. And sometimes I wish the army could take over the country what the army said. They are toothless people that when Americans say, hey, you jump, they'll say how we should jump because they are being paid by the American. But until we get a government, and the Liberian people need to stand up. You vote for a government, for a party to come to power, it's about your country. It's not about a party. Don't put a party above your country. And the day Liberians start thinking straight to say, look, my friend, yeah, we elected you for you to do our work. When you elect you based on how the country say, oh yeah, because the party, no. The parties can never be over the country until Liberian people realize that part. There's a time son I lie in bed, I look at old video. You know that the late queen, she visited Liberia. Yeah, she visited
Yeah, sure.
Liberia. The videos are
She
there
said
on
Liberia in
YouTube.
the 50s.
Okay?
Yeah, she was there.
And
Yeah.
what my brother was talking about, Liberia is zone. Every 1 acre, after every 1 acre, there is a demarcation that car road supposed to pass that place. But when the Aka got destroyed, instead of the non-Scott then putting people together to say, hey, you gotta go back to the drawing board. I made a statement on a lot of occasions until we go back to the drawing board to say, okay, this country was like this before the war. And now, okay, after everything said and done, we need to go back to the drawing board in order for us to face the country. Those nickel then they are not thinking that direction. Very evil set of people who think about their own belly. None of them thinking about our country. Look at the sanitation problem in the country. When it rains, they put water everywhere. Okay? People can go to defecate anywhere, the pee anywhere. There's a country, you got a group of evil, people running the country, my brother. Yeah. Group of evil people and Liberian people, they applaud the people then. Yeah, they applaud the people. Now election will be coming 2029. ANC kind of they gave you $10. United Party kind of gave you $10, or they gave you Beggar Red. CDC kind of gave you Beggar Red. Sing those stupid song. Muya. You need to put your thinking cap together and say, hey, this thing is about the country. And for me, I still get hope until we get some radical leader in Labrimpo. When Labrimpo start holding their government accountable.
Thank you.
Yeah, when Labrimpo start holding their government accountable. Yeah, man.
We'll carry somebody from Europe because it seems to me that America, people who come from outside have feel Liberia.
America is a cancer on the neck of Liberia.
So, Nifa, you brought your question.
Cancer.
You brought your question. What say you? And then we'll close on the Liberia. You asked a question. What your take?
Well, with the current trend of events, where the vote, let me tell you, we look at our leaders. We put all the blames on the president, all the government officials, the representatives, and all these people. We think they are the problem to some extent. Yes, they are the problem because we elect them to go and act on our behalf. So everybody cannot go act. So we must hold them responsible. But that's what we are failing to do. And then where we, the voters, take greater, or the rest of the country, the citizens, take greater responsibility is that we continue to make the same mistake every time. We see the people come, they fail us, then when time to vote again, we say, oh, but the people who know that the people will recycle the same people. No, you wear the jean trouser, you go among people, the jean trouser boss, they show your butt or sir. Then you come home, you sew it. You can buy other trousers or you get other trousers to wear. You say, no, but I will say carry the jean trouser at least that I want to know. You carry again a boss, they show everything outside, then you come back again. You get license. The same people, you recycle them to the point where even when they dismiss one person or they move one person from the side, they will take their opponent to the other side, as if to say other people do not know anything to do. You got educated people, you got people who are smart enough, Liberians all over the world, but you lose one group of people all the time. Look at the appointment they made to the LDEA. I got nothing against Prince, where he said Prince something.
No, Zianga.
Yeah, Zianga. No, nothing against him. But, Zianga self is turned. He did what he could do. But he still want to stretch. You want to stretch him. Again, you take an elastic limit. You stretch it to the elastic limit. It will cut. Certain time, people will not be able to perform because at certain area they can perform. You take a man from defense ministry, go carry to LDEA. Okay, the next place they will carry him, maybe to water and sword. So you see, we got a problem with the leaders themselves. Then we, the citizens, will bear the greater responsibility. Vote these people out. They are not doing the job that you elected them to do. Vote them out because they are not doing what you elected them to do. Look for new breed of leaders. No, government is not stagnant. Government should be changing. If you try one person, they do good, bring somebody new. Until like Paul was saying, we get leadership power until we can find that person. So I will not give up yet until we reach a point where we have tried almost everybody, and we can find somebody. Maybe we'll go to Guinea or Ivory Coast to go borrow somebody to come be our president. Then at that point now I will give up. But for now,
Never,
we can still try.
never. If that country fall in the hand of the military, I can promise you that country will get straight get it right there. It will get straight get it.
Depend on the kind of military, depend on the person. Because
yeah,
we don't
depend on the
have that.
person I will agree with
Yeah.
you. Depend on the
Yeah,
person.
because we've been there before.
Yeah.
Yeah, depend on the
Anyway,
person.
guys, Linfo, I got other
Yeah,
things.
Paul, you can take us home. I'm taking my leave now, but you can take us home.
We'll be making reference to Ibrahim Traore.
No, but the thing is, guys, let's focus all because we got other stuff coming. Also, I think from the program tonight, the discussion was interesting, very interesting. I enjoyed the conversation. And Sheikh Kuyite, I think he did a government something that we all need to pay attention to, from my view. And also, I think Yeke Koluba, if I were advising, he need to sue the Liberian government for going after him. So, Francis and Mark and Linford, if y'all can get through your 1 minute and then we'll close out the show.
Okay, my 1 minute quickly before I'm leaving. My 1 minute is that we still have hope Liberia can become better. And number two, we hope the government will come and set the record straight about what Chef Kuyate said, because at least this is what we know now happened. So if the government has a different view, let the government come and clear it. So on that note, guys, I want to take my leave and have a good night.
I mean, my 1 minute article is that every government that comes to power is our government. It's not it doesn't belong to that party because they are in the leadership. So I wish, the government will bring people, very skillful people, forget about too much no-carte behavior, no-carte people that we are seeing a degree upon degree upon degree. Liberia get more degree holder than Gambia, like my brother Adekota Portugal can say. But what have the degree holder done for us? Some of the degree holder, they know where in Adekota McDonald to keep job at McDonald for even 3-4 years. But when they come to Liberia, they get a job that they have never done before in their life. Yeah. So I encourage the Liberian people, when the government come to power, forget about CDC, forget about ANC, forget about United Party, forget about Liberty Party. Put the country interest first. Hold our government accountable. Okay. Go on the rainfall again for a one-man hustle. Suffering when it can't, that everybody can suffer. When you go back in the market, your president not different because you United Partisan or you ANC partisan. So on that note, I want to say good night to everybody.
Thank you. Francis,
very tired.
Also strong loyalist or sympathizer.
Men are loyalist. Men are United Partisan. What you talk about sympathizer? Stop that thing. Men are strong United Partisan.
Francis gave you a 2 cents there.
Look, good show, guys. We have to strike the balance in the conversation that we have here. And make this show more interactive, more spicy. My prayer is that Liberia will get on his feet again, and then we look forward. I mean, those days money was in Liberia. That meant we didn't do much of our own money that we had as a country. People foreigners came and took the money, and they still come and take the money. We had the money. We nothing. Our people were still, poor or middle class. But thank you, guys. We look forward to next Tuesday, God's willing. Next month, I will be on my program again. Your story, and we'll keep it. We'll keep the podcast, the show. Awake. So thank you, guys, and have a good week ahead. God bless.
Thank you. Have a fantastic weekend, guys, and we shall be here on Sunday. All then with the Lord Chilope will be dissecting on how President Barker have faked it to the presidency. So on that note, I want to say good night and have a fantastic weekend.
Ciao.